you can't come in the game, you know, being a copycat and you want respect as being an artist. So when I meet artists, man, that totally go against the grain, that have their own sound, they have their own identity, it don't really matter, man. That's what I love, man, because, you know, as an artist, you can always get better. You
Right.
know what I mean? And the fact that, because I know one thing about Ken, right? Ken don't do music. He don't do music with anybody.
That right?
That he ain't gonna just pop. Now he may be at church and let people come up and and lay hands and do a little song and and hug and all that kind. But he ain't gonna do music with anybody, man. So just the fact that he been doing music for a minute, and then that's very powerful when you have a pastor that believes in you, and your pastor jump on your record. Because that was a time, man, when I really first started doing music. How I started, I was producing music for my pastor in church.
Okay.
And my pastor was saying, I'm not with him now, but at the time, my pastor was a singer. When I came into this game, he was a singer, and he led praise and worship. We had a praise and worship team, but he had his own songs, and I would make his songs, literally. Mm-hmm. And he was saying the songs I made in church. So that's how I started tracking, right? Yeah. In church and making songs for him. And he'd go out somewhere. And then, but the thing is, man, I think that's really great because we have really gotten away from that.
Right.
A lot of pastors have not been playing that part in the lives of the artists or the people in their ministry that way, because that's how you get your start. You know what I mean? And being able to be in a ministry to where your pastor, man, believes in you and open doors for you, because he got the plug too. Now, he know a lot of people. Don't let him make you think he don't know. He know a lot of people, right? You know what I'm saying? But the thing is stay plugged in, man. And you're in a good place, bro. I love your music, man. And you still growing, keep growing, man. And when you keep growing, man, anybody who stop growing, they die. You know what I mean? Right. And we need more artists to tell the truth. Like, tell it in your way, bro. You ain't gotta. I was just talking to another artist that I work with, man. Like, we working on a project, man. Like, you don't have to say. Matter of fact, you ain't got to say Jesus every time, but just tell the truth, right? Yeah, because there's so many people are just offended with the body of Christ because we be flossing and lying, right? We don't really tell the truth. And when you tell a person, I'm very careful, man, when I go in and pray for somebody, and if they really sick, man, and if the Lord, man, I ain't going to say what the Lord says and the Lord ain't said. I ain't gonna say you're gonna be healed. The Lord say you're not gonna be healed, because I ain't gonna look crazy. You know what I'm saying? Unless that's really the Lord saying it. So I'm very careful, because when you speak something in somebody's life, when you're trying to give somebody hope and life, when they're already in a desperate place, they're already in a place of giving up, and then you tell them a lie. And that you're telling them a lie like it's coming from God, and it's not coming from God, and they put all their hope in that word that you said, and it doesn't pan out like you said it did, they're gonna be shipwrecked. So I'm very careful about how I lead people, what I say, man. The thing is,
they say blood gonna be on your hands. You know what I mean? Because you got to deal with that, because you led that person astray.
So I love artists like you, because you're not preaching, right? I tell people all the time, theology rappers is cool. I got friends that are theology rappers, but people in the street don't understand what you're talking about, because they ain't never picked up no Bible. They may have heard of it. If you say Deuteronomy, they don't heard of Deuteronomy. They know it's a book of the Bible. They can't tell you what it is. But when you start trying to do punchlines from Ezekiel and Isaiah, and then running back through Titus, they gonna change the channel. They gonna put some plies on, right? Because plies make it clear. I'm not promoting plies. I'm just saying that's what they do. They go back to what they can understand, what they can relate to, and that music that they can relate to may not be the best fit are the best thing for them mentally. So I
Yep.
love Christian artists that talk in layman terms and not afraid to tell the truth. Man, keep doing what you're doing. Right?
Appreciate that.
Yeah, man. You kind of remind me of Mr. Solo, rest in peace, from the Gospel Gangstaz, because he was real authentic and just brought it back then. And so that's why we need more of that in Christian hip hop.